In the meantime, Senator John McCain speaking out this morning about that controversial Senate bill. The senator joins us on the phone this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Tara. How are you?
I'm doing fine. You just heard comments from our mayor saying this law is an embarrassment to his home state. I know you disagree with that statement.
Well, I have great respect and appreciation for Mayor Gordon, but the fact is that this law is a response to the failure of the federal government to carry out its responsibilities, which is to secure our borders. We have an insecure border, there's incredibly increasing violence, and the drug cartels are in an existential struggle with the government of Mexico. And, for example, 1.3 million pounds of marijuana were intercepted just in the Tucson sector of the Arizona border. That's 1.3 million pounds. That's a record. And last year, 241,000 illegal immigrants were apprehended, again, in the Tucson sector of the Arizona border. If you do the math, that means about 5 million people either attempted or were successful in illegal immigrants in crossing our borders. They are exploited by coyotes and criminal organizations. And so we need, John Kyle and I have a 10-point plan, and we need to send the 3,000 troops of the National Guard to the border immediately, amongst other things.
Senator, yesterday we had on Rick Romley, and he talked about the fact, I don't think anyone would disagree that the situation here is pretty bad, but he feels as though we should have gone about this a little bit differently. Could we have done this with maybe more discussion in a different way?
Oh, I think that's probably the case, and I think obviously there are some legitimate questions about the law, but the fact is it was out of frustration. The murder of Rob Krentz down on the border, the people who live in southern Arizona are having their constitutional rights violated because people are crossing their property. They are breaking into their homes. This is a well-equipped, well-trained drug cartels that are moving $65 billion a year is the whole drug trade, I am told. And so the legislature and the governor acted out of frustration, and I understand that frustration. John Kyle and I, over a year, have been calling for the Guard to be sent to the border, and we need fences, and we need 3,000 additional Border Patrol agents. We need to work more closely with the local authorities, including interoperability of their communications equipment.
All right, so now we've got this law, and obviously the last few days you've had protests, you've had swastikas in refried beans, you've had people calling for a boycott of our state. What's your reaction to all of this?
My reaction is that, again, it's a failure of the federal government. It is the federal government's responsibility to secure our borders. We can secure our borders through surveillance, through fences, through increased presence on the border. And, again, if the federal government had carried out its responsibilities to secure our borders, we would not have the turmoil that we have today. And by the way, I don't want anyone's civil liberties violated, and that certainly is not the intent of anyone that I know. We want to respect their civil liberties. I met with the Sheriff of Pinal County, Paul Babu, and police chiefs throughout the county, and they say they believe they can implement this law without violating someone's civil liberties, and they don't have to racially profile.
All right, that was actually my next question. You feel like this can be implemented without profiling, and I know the governor says that her staff and law enforcement agents will be trained in that. Listen, Senator McCain, we appreciate your time this morning. I know you're appearing on several shows later today, so thanks for joining us on the phone today.
Always good to be with you.